So let's talk about healing factor. So healing factor within your genetics is under constitution. I've got 1 level right now, which enables me to use bandages, first aid bandages, aloe cream, and honey if I use the N key. So that activates what's called quick heal. And you are able to hold anything in your hands without having to go through your inventory and find the right meds or scroll through your tool belt. So let's assume that we were holding this weapon, and I don't suggest this, but let's also assume that you break your leg and you've lost a bit of health, so you're at 139. It's actually not out of 205 because it removes some of your max health. Because you are at healing factor 1, you can start using bandages, first aid bandages, aloe cream, etc. to heal yourself. So right now you're missing some health, you've got a broken limb, and you press the N key, and what it will do is it will apply one of the meds. You see the health going down next to my broken limb. So essentially what Quick Heal did is it went through my inventory and it looked for the most appropriate healing item. In this case, I was missing quite a bit of health, and so it went and got the first aid bandage. And that's because it can't use some of these others. The level isn't high enough yet. It didn't heal my broken limb because I don't have level 2 yet. It's only once you're at level 2 that you can start using splints and other things. So if I was to just put on the glasses, I'm going to put on the glasses. We are now at level 2. And so we're at 170 health, and I've got a broken limb. I press end, and what that will do is it will not only heal me, but at the same time apply the splint that I had here. I had 2, it went and got 1 of those. So it's a good skill if you're fighting and you want to keep fighting. You're hurt, broke a limb. You just use the N key, and it'll essentially go through all of the healing items that you have, either in your tool belt or the inventory, based on the level that you've achieved in healing factor. So if you were to be at level 3 and you had a plaster cast, it would actually apply the plaster cast before it would look for the splints. And it's the same thing for first aid kits, etc. So the rules when it comes to being infected or being below max health is that it will use the most appropriate healing item. So if you were at 11% infection, it wouldn't use the honeycomb or the herbal antibiotics because you're over the limit of 10%. It would use one of these. Otherwise, it won't go and use the highest item. It will only use the most appropriate one. But when it comes to healing, there are some rules. If you are above 100 missing health, then it will look at the first aid kits. But you have to have the appropriate healing factor level. So you need to at least reach healing factor level 3. If you don't have anything else but these, it will wait until you're at least 50%, not 50%, but 50 total missing health. Otherwise, it won't use anything. So what I would suggest is that you actually stack up on a few of these items. So if you don't have, let's say, these bandages and you've got 10 missing health, then it will go and use the first aid bandage. Even if the first aid bandage goes and heals more than 10, it'll at least use that. But my suggestion is just keep a number of these, because depending on your ailments, you will need one or another. And just go to your healing factor and decide up to which point you want to go, because level 3 in terms of quick heal is the max right now. There's nothing else that you can get beyond level 3. It's not that hard to get, and I would at least go to level 3 and just decide what makes sense for you to bring based on the kind of ailments you want to get rid of, and it gets rid of everything it can find in one go. The other thing, I don't know if that's actually listed here. No, it's not. So that's something I might have to add, is if you're on fire, let's say we were to take a, let's grab a Molotov. So I'm going to set myself on fire. I can use the N key to put out the fire, and that's because it's going to use some of the boiled water. So whether you use boiled or distilled doesn't matter, but the drinks won't work when it comes to putting out the fire. If you only have drinks, you're going to have to manually use them. The N key will only look for boiled or distilled water. So I highly recommend this skill. This is usually something that I pick when I start a class. It's either charismatic nature if I want to hire a survivor early, or healing factor because I want to be able to use the bandages and not have to worry about getting to them in my inventory.